I just want to say a number: 0. Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation in the month of July. 0%. Here's what that means. While the price of some things went up last month, the price of other things went down by the same amount. The result, 0 inflation last month. But people are still hurting, but 0 inflation last month.
That was President Biden weighing in on the CPI data at the White House event yesterday. But for more on this inflation and really the administration's response, I want to bring in pollster and political strategist Frank Luntz. Frank, so you don't like this at all. You think this was a terrible, terrible mistake, it sounds like. Why?
It's because it's cynical. It is a destruction of the meaning of words. It's Orwellian at its worst. It's the kind of job that I do as a language guy, as someone who tries to find the words and phrases to connect to the American people. But as a pollster, I know how much it plays into our belief that we can't trust our elected officials and we can't trust our institutions. You know, we've been polling this issue, and the American people think that it's harder now to make it, to get by. More than 70% of Americans have trouble making ends meet. 1 out of 4 literally have trouble paying their bills at the end of the week or end of the month because of inflation. And for Joe Biden to redefine what that means and to attempt to do it for the word recession is really the thing that the American people should be angriest about. You know, I do these presentations and these discussions, and I am a proud contributor to CNBC. I seek the truth. And when the American people understand, and you've got the numbers up there, what the inflation, what it really is, right now, to put people on a plane, to have them attempt to put kids back to school, and they know how expensive it is. For him to say that the inflation rate is 0 is going to be one of those issues that we remember the Biden administration for playing games with the English language.
So, Frank, though, here's the question. There is an argument to be made that when there's good news, a president is supposed to tell you about the good news. And I think arguably this was good news. I think it's hard to say it wasn't good news, at least temporarily. We don't know what, of course, is going to come this fall or what's going to come in 2023. But in an environment when it often feels like there's not a lot of good news, should the president not go out and say there's good? I mean, this is, I think, a little different than saying mission accomplished many years ago, as you know so well.
So then the inflation rate is 0? Andrew, I know you don't believe it.
I'm not arguing the inflation rate 0. I'm just what I'm questioning is it the language that he used? Is it that he should it be there any victory lap whatsoever? How would you do it if you were him?
I would say that with that inflation, has every right to say that it hasn't gotten worse this month over last month. But to say that the inflation rate is 0 is the height of hypocrisy, and a president has a responsibility to tell the American people the truth. Is it a success that after month after month after month after month of inflation getting worse, it didn't get worse this month? That's acceptable. But to claim that the inflation rate is 0, to claim that we're not in a recession, is simply wrong. And you are honest